can we fix disc-based games as well as electronic ones? Got this game here. It is a PlayStation 2 game, and it has some scuffs, scratches, scrapes, and bumps. As we can tell, it has some definite issues. Nothing too outrageous, but it definitely does need some work. So how do I deal with my games? How do I fix them up? Well, I use this. A JFJ Easy Pro disc cleaning buffing machine. Now this thing is great and horrible at the same time. If you're not familiar with these, they have a propensity to leave swirl marks and not do a great job, and the cleaning supplies are expensive. But I have some tips and tricks and things I've learned along the way to hopefully make this experience a lot better and to make the games a lot better and near mint to mint. So I got this game in a lot from Mom. Mom bought me a lot of games on eBay. Hashtag thanks, Mom. So I was thinking, I really wonder what this game looks like under the microscope. I think that would be really, really interesting. I think we could see a lot under the microscope. So let's go ahead and check that out. Also, one thing that is really cool here is very, very, very difficult to see, but you can almost make out a Sony emblem underneath the disc. And that's really cool. So that is pretty cool. So can we save Motocross 3 Mania? Is it worth anything? I have absolutely no idea, but it is from the year of our Lord, 2005. So yep, 20-year-old game. Okay, so let's go ahead and check this out under the microscope and see how these scratches look. But also see if any of these are actually worse. Then what I'll do is, the first thing after we look at it under the microscope, what I like to do is I take this blue cloth. So this is a blue microfiber cloth, and this is directly from JFJ Easy Pro, whatever they're called exactly, the company. This came with the cleaner itself, and I cannot find anything better than this or cheaper than this. I've tried at least 3 or 4 types of microfiber towels from Walmart. None of them are quite as good as this. So this works really good. And what we're going to do is after we look at the microscope the first time, we're going to go ahead and clean this off with water in this microfiber cloth. Then we'll look at it again on the microscope and see if there's any change at all. Obviously, there won't be a lot. We're going to have to buff it, but still, I think it might be interesting because we can see a lot of fingerprints and stuff. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go and check it out.
Gotta be honest, I thought this picture was going to be a lot better, but yeah, it still shows a little bit off here. And this little rainbow mark here, much might be a scratch. Well, it's a little pitting, nothing horrible. Except for maybe like just a couple little nicks. We're also making sure that there's no cracks that go all the way down. And let's clean it up with a little bit of water and see how it looks after that. And here it is. Not a huge difference, still some scuffs and scrapes, but yeah.
Alright, well, let's just try this game without any buffing at all. Plug it in. Okay, so what we're dealing with is just purely cosmetic. So for these buffing machines, the JFJ buffing machine, it uses these pads. And this one's already used, and it's been a while since I used it. It's a little stiff, but it should be fine. Now, first tip is I actually do not use the solution that comes with the machine. There's 2 solutions, one's blue and one's yellow, peach or something. They don't work great, but what I use is somebody on YouTube, I cannot remember who, said to use Meguiar's Ultimate Compound, and this is going to be replacing the compound that you would use for the first buff. This stuff actually works really good. I've used it on multiple games, and it is like, I don't know, $10 for a huge big bottle like this. I don't even know how many ounces are in this. It's 15.2 Florida ounces, or Florida. Yes, it is 15.2 Florida ounces. USA only. I'm sorry for those not in the United States. Fluid ounces, and it's a net weight of 450 milliliters. There you go. There's for the non-US people. Now that will replace our buffing compound. Now for the second stuff, and sometimes you just need like this. Sometimes you just need this, but we also have Meguiar Ultimate Polish, and this is going to be replacing the second compound, and this is actually 16 fluid ounces. I was going to say Florida again, but this is 16 fluid ounces, and this is going to be your kind of like make it shine pretty and give it a nice protection and stuff. So this stuff is like, I think another like $10. One of these, I think you can get this at Walmart, and the other one you have to get off Amazon or something like that. But they sell on my Walmart. But yeah. And as far as I know, these have not gone up too much. I will have to check the prices on these again, because who knows, things might have fluctuated. You never know. But yeah, it also has a nice little cinnamon scent to it. So hey, who doesn't like cinnamon? I'm sure that's perfectly safe to sniff, and yeah. And use an adequate ventilation. Do not swallow. Wash thoroughly after handling. And do not feed after midnight. Okay, so yeah, so this stuff works pretty good. Now, what I would do is this. Now, I don't know if this is purely analytical, scientific, or just, you know, who knows. Now, I don't know if this is necessary, but what I like to do is just take some plain old H2O tap water and spray this pad down. Sometimes I'll even soak it a little bit, because if you don't, it seems to me that you'll get light swirl marks. And I don't know if this is what is guaranteed to help it or not, but this is just kind of the way I've done it, and it seems to be pretty decent. So I'm just gonna spray this pad down, get it nice and soaked. And now it's actually a lot more malleable, soft, malleable. I don't know if that's the correct term, but yeah, it's better. And work that in. Normally I'd take this to the sink and just wash it off, but where's the production value in that? Anyways, so get the pad nice and soaked up, and let it dry off a little bit, because one thing that will happen when you do use water, it will kind of like splurt everywhere in the machine. So far I have not had any issues yet. So obviously, I'm doing this of my own volition with my own machine. So we got that. Now, what I like to do is take our compound here. And generally, when you use the compound, when it's the JFJ version, you want to spread it and then spread it around. And that's what I do with this stuff too. So drop some here, why not? Sometimes I'll do like a pattern like that. You know, I don't know if it's like necessary or not, but I'll also do this. Just use the bottle top and kind of mess it around. Okay, so now got that part. Before we go on any further, because we're getting close to starting the machine up, this is what the before is. So really get a good look on this stuff, and hopefully it will be awesome when we buff it out. Let's go ahead and set the machine up. So we got the JFJ Easy Pro Cleaner. We've got a few settings here. Ignore everything except for 1 minute. Some people do 10 seconds, maybe twice. I like 1 minute. I think it works the best. So I'm gonna open up our compartment here, and it is still very dirty in here. Now, one thing that is very important, I don't know where I got these. These are rubber grommets from, like, I don't know, O'Reilly's or AutoZone's. Not sure what they were used for before. So if you don't use one of these little rubber grommets, and this is, like I said, I have no idea what it's from, but about the size, a little bit bigger than a quarter, maybe about a quarter. If you don't have these, it will leave rings on the inside of this disc right here. So it'll just get a lot of rings right here. So this will be going on the inside and just help it compress and not scratch this disc up. So the first thing we do, we want to get this disc inserted onto the spindle here. You put the disc like so, all the way down. And we put this rubber grommet thing right over it. Goes all the way down. Then we have this plastic nut here, and this just gets screwed on here. Now we take our pad here, pretty moistened already. Sometimes I hit it up with a little bit more water, but it's actually pretty wet right now, so we're good. Now, what I do is I just take this compound here, and I go ahead and hit it in here. We're just going to put a little bit here. Doesn't need to be a whole lot, just enough. Some people will take it and put like 3 drops. I mean, I don't think it really matters. Maybe even 4 drops, who knows. Really doesn't matter that much. So now, what we do, we got this on, make sure this is tight and not uneven. If it's not even, it'll start unbalancing it and put extra wear on it that we don't want. Now that's compressed fully. It's not going to come off there. Now we just put the lid down, like so. And then this, it's hard to see it on the webcam. The disc only makes contact with a very little bit of the disc. So we're going to turn the machine on now. Flip the switch. Little red, little orange indicator. Now we're going to go 1 minute. Now what we can do is go ahead and pop this off. You can already tell on this disc that we can see here. Doesn't look too bad. So let's go ahead and pop this off and clean it up and let's see how it looks. Definitely a lot of cream left on there. And we just take our microfiber cloth. Also, sometimes what I'll do is I'll take this to the sink, rinse it off, just to make sure we're not getting any issues at all. All right, and now how does it look right now? Pretty good. Pretty good. Still a few little areas, but that's where it looks like. Right here is what it looks like with just the polishing compound, or actually just the compound itself. Now, I usually don't do it, but we're going to try the polish as well. Let's see how it looks after that. Now, technically, you're supposed to switch these out, the pads, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. One more minute. Like I said, I usually don't do this step. I just usually use the compound. It looks fine afterwards. But who knows, maybe the polishing stuff will be good too. And now some people do like to do this for like 10 seconds and only 10 seconds. Good heavens, that does look nice, doesn't it? Let's check it out. And here's what it looks like before we remove anything. And there it is. All right, let's go and check it out on the bench. Sometimes I like to spray just a teeny bit of water on here. Look at that bead up. And just go ahead and clean this off. And there we go. How does this look now? If you got this game, I think you would be like pretty pleased. I mean, there's ever so slightly, there's a little bit of a scratch. But if you like pop this out, look at it, you would not go, "Ooh, wait, where's the scratches? Let me see here." You know, you would just be like, pop out, "Ooh, this looks good." Put it in your console, and then it would probably work. You know? Restart it. Back when we were kids, we'd be praying that the game worked. Of course, it should work fine now, but it's already tested it out. But it should, no problem starting it. Got the logo. Motocross Mania. That's not disorienting. DBS Studios? IBS? Oh. Okay, press start button. Saving data on the memory device card. Save successful. Profile list. Then you go, okay. Wait, can you not? You can only do 3 letters? That's it? Hope HRM. That's the new initials for the channel. Single race. Select writer. Chino Baez. Latisha Jones. They went a little bit extra spicy on some of these characters. Oleg Trotsky. James Botenga. Sumia Marita. Karen, yeah, okay. We may actually just skip past the female writers. We might just have to edit the female writers out. They a little bit, even in the low-res poly resolution, they still a little bit, you know, how shall I put this delicately? Exhibitionists? Let's go for Oleg. Where is my bike? You think this race? Ready. 3, 2, 1. Holy what? You can't even see anything! What the heck? Why is it so dark? Video options, widescreen, split screen, oh lovely. Well, I mean, to be fair, I'm streaming this to the laptop, and I kind of could use some binoculars, but it's like, come on. Difficulty. I'm a wimp. Challenging, or I'm a wimp. Is there an options to turn headlights on? Are there controls? Headlights. Nope. I am really interested to see how this will look on the footage afterwards. I have no idea how you would do this. How much is Motocross Madness 3 without the manual? In, I would say very good condition. Actually, you know what? If it was just the disc, probably very good, but I would say it's in good condition overall. Kind of almost looks a little blurry on this thing. It's a little weird. Yeah. Alright, kind of dicey. It might be worth $7.49 disc only. With the case and manual, it'd probably worth $8. I have no idea. It's like not exactly the most desired game out there. Yeah. Apparently the biker lady appeal was just not strong enough for this game. And we'll leave it at that. Very soon, William will be getting an upgrade, and we will be adding disc-based games into the mix. Now, sometimes, I'm not sure how disc-based games will be good on, you know, the random game repair, but it might be still kind of fun to see what kind of games they're worth, and if they're any good, you know, you never know. It won't be exactly electronic, but yeah, still be interesting to see them cleaned up, I suppose. And we will probably be replacing Game Boy Advance games, or not, no, Game Boy Color games, one of these, because we're out. So I do plan on, as we run out of games, as we run out of original games or Game Boy Advanced or Game Boy DS games or whatever, we will be replacing them with other things, such as disc-based games. And depends on how much money I have later on in the year. And yeah, and maybe we'll be adding more things. We also have some more things coming up that are being planned out. Possibly a new member to the crew. But that is for another video. So that's how I repair my disc-based games. And yeah, this one was a little bit of a, no pun intended, a bust, but you know, can't believe I said that, but yeah. Yeah, anyways, that is it. That is the tips and tricks to get these games and these discs really good. If I was going to sell this game, I still think it's in really good condition. It does have scuffs and scratches on the center here. And every like, I don't just it really depends on the lighting, it really depends on the angle, but maybe a few scruffs and scratches. But I don't think anybody would be upset if they got this game. A little bit of fur lint from the microfiber. And yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys liked this video. Maybe this will help you guys if you have your own buffing machines, perhaps. As always, thank you guys for watching, and God bless.